How do you feel now? I'm just gonna terraform that place away.
A very deep in civilization creation and destruction game known as Populous. In the 16-bit era, it came out for the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, and of course our beloved PC Engine. Populous. What a classic, great game. It also came out for the Super Nintendo, which is another copy that I have, but who really cares about that? We're going to talk about Populous on the PC Engine. A wonderful cue card. There was also a second Populous game that came out for our TurboGrafx PC Engine for the Super CD. Populous The Promised Lands. I'm not too familiar with that one. I only have this copy, which has a very nice instruction booklet. Would you like to take a look at it with me real quick, and I'll go through it and translate it for you? I'm very good at translating Japanese. Oh yes, of course. Populous, the instruction booklet. Here's the care for your cue card. Don't snap it. Don't get it wet. And make sure you stay a safe distance away from the TV. That's very important. Ah, the story of Populous. I'm not too sure I ever really thought about the story of Populous.
I'm gone!
What happened? What happened?
Oh, all of us disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, it looks like he won.
Game 1, battles 1, 6, 7. I won.
Did you speed up the game or something?
No, but all of us disappeared the whole time.
Oh, you're on to the next world now. Good job.
There's no isle. There's no stuff to build. There's no place to build on.
The story of Populous. One day, the two gods decided, the sun sure is hot today. Yes, indeed it is. They had one large land that was separated by lots of mountains. On one side was the good god, and he had his people.
Why can't I?
And they were very happy. They lived, and they grew, and they flourished on the lands and all the materials that they were able to create. On this side, the evil god had his minions collecting weapons and creating weapons of mass destruction to go on war with other people. The good god and his people were very happy as they continued to grow and become a civilization on their own. The evil god, however, had his people all set for a rampage going into war. The good god took exception to the evil god's ways. You shouldn't be here. If you continue to do this, we will have to go to war. That's exactly what I want, said the evil god, and he sent his troops over across the path, and the good god had no choice but to send his people into war. For years and years, the good god and the evil god did battle in a great wage of battle between their people. The evil god said that the war was progressing too slowly, and he needed to find a way to make this his victory. The good god had spent many of his days trying to continue to grow his people for the cause of good by giving them plenty of water and sunshine and lots of vegetables and trees for oxygen. And they continued to create their lands and their food and lived happily. The god knew that his people were very good and very safe, but he knew that in the south, there was a great evil growing, so he flew over to check on it to see what exactly was happening over there. He saw that the evil god was using his powers of evil for destruction, and the good god was getting very upset at this. He knew that he had to take his people and teach them the ways of war so that they would be able to combat the evil god and his minions. So he quickly flew back to his people to show them weaponry and other materials that they could use to combat this monster. And so he did. The good god thinks that the people should all live in harmony and peace, where the evil god thinks that they should go to war and leave it so that there's only one evil god that is in control of all of the lands. The good god says, I've got 3 words for you: peace, harmony, and love. But he teaches his people how to fight anyway. And he helps them by clearing out trees that are unnecessary and clearing out hills and mountains, so that way they can grow castles and armories and prepare for war against the evil god and his armies. By doing this, by clearing the lands from all the hills and the rocks and the trees, he is able to grow much farther across the lands and make much stronger villages and areas. From what was once just a hut can now become a large, rich castle full of weaponry and armor. But the evil god cast a typhoon, a tidal wave, and the good god couldn't believe what happened. The waters came and splashed and flushed all of his lands away, and the poor, poor good people of the good god's lands had to start all over again. But the evil god said, I've got 2 words for you. Tsunami. Anyway, yeah, you should check out Populous. It's a pretty fun game. For the TurboGrafx, nice thing about it, it did only come out in Japan, which is interesting. It's all in Japanese, the instructions and everything, but if you do know how to play Populous, the game itself is completely in English. Everything is in English. There's no reason for translation. All of the options are all in English, and the game really is pretty self-explanatory. If you ever looked up a PC version or a Super Nintendo or a Genesis version of it, it's a good game. Very fun game for the Turbo. It can be had for anywhere between $5 to $10 for this version on eBay or on Amazon or whatever. So it's a good game to get. If you don't have it in your collection, I'd recommend you get one today. Good game. Populous for the PC Engine TurboGrafx. Till next time.
There, that should work now, I think.